So, Zorks, it's good to be back at the Gabba. They haven't been flash on the road this year, but you've been ultra competitive here at home.
Yeah, we certainly have. Obviously haven't been playing the way we'd probably like to away, but a good opportunity against Collingwood this week, back on our home deck, which we know we play really well at.
And Leper gave the midfield a bit of a clip after the power loss. Is that something that the boys have taken on board and keen to make amends?
Yeah, definitely. The midfield was extremely poor on the weekend against Port Adelaide, but I think it's important that all areas need to step up this weekend. It's not just the midfielders that are the only ones playing as well, so it's important that everyone plays their role this weekend and we get the job done.
So especially disappointing, given the midfield is probably the most experienced and your most credentialed part of the ground. That's where a lot of the star power is at the club.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously our backline wasn't very strong on the weekend. Daniel Merritt pulled out before the game, which I think the average game was 40, I think, down in the backline. So for us as midfielders to let them down as well and allow the ball to come in that often, it's very disappointing from our midfield group. But we've focused on it this week. We'll train it this week. We'll prepare really well and hopefully play Collingwood and get a win.
What do you expect from the Pies? They've really been under the pump the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're obviously a proud club and they'll be thinking what a great opportunity to come up to Brisbane and probably to silence the critics. But it's our job to not let them do that, I guess. It's going to be really important that we come out and bring the energy that we have at the Gabba and prevent them from not getting the game on their terms.
You've probably seen us having an even chance this weekend, and it might be the first time this season. Has that changed your mindset at all, or how does that affect you?
Oh, not really. Leper put a game plan in place that he thinks that can win the game, and we'll execute that as best as we can. And if we feel we do that really well, home crowd advantage, hopefully should be enough to get the 4 points.
Leper was quite strong talking to the media about the midfield at the weekend, but how much did he say to you guys? Was it a spray?
It wasn't necessarily a spray. I think it was touched earlier. We are the senior part of the team, the most experienced part of the team, and we probably let each other down and the whole team down by performing the way we did on the weekend.
Do you ever talk amongst each other about that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's always chats in the dressing rooms of what we can do better. We don't necessarily wait for the coach's feedback. You normally know out on the ground where you went wrong. And I think that's one area the group's really taken forward steps this year, is having those conversations inside the change rooms, telling people where they went wrong and also where they went right as well.
What are some of the things you're trying to improve in the midfield then? What are those key areas? Centre
bounce was obviously a big one on the weekend. I think we got heavily beaten in that area, so that's something that we've really focused on this week through the tape, and we'll do it out there on the ground today. But that's probably the alarming fact over how much we really got beaten in there on the weekend.
You're just sick of losing, Dan?
Yes. Yep.
How do you fix that? I suppose what's been said amongst the boys to fix that?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I'm sick of losing. I don't think my strike rate's very good since I've come into the side. But with a young side, I guess it's going to be tough. There's going to be games against the Sydney game, for instance, where we're right in the game and you play that brand of football, but then you go away and you don't really have that same kick. But they're things as a young, maturing side that we'll learn along the way, and hopefully those experiences away we can bring to games like this on the weekend, where, as earlier said, we might be an even money chance. They're the games that we really need to step up and win.
Been a young side for a few years though, like how long do you get to keep using that?
Yeah, hopefully not too much longer. But I think that's a really important point, is that our midfield is our most experienced part of the team. And I guess a little bit extra load gets carried on our shoulders every week to really drive either end of the ground.
I'm guessing you heard Lee Matthews' comments during the week, and also Tony Cochran. Do you think there's room for two clubs in South East Queensland?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We want the game to grow, don't we?
Mate, one guy you might face this weekend's James Aish. Will there be any special attention for him out on the field?
Aishy? I wouldn't have thought so. They'll have their structures, we'll have our structures. If the opportunity comes that he needs to be tackled, he'll get tackled. Like, it's just another game, really. I think with players changing clubs so frequently these days, I think things like that kind of just get missed a little bit.
So there's no sort of animosity that you felt like he's a young group that's trying to stick together, that a guy like that sort of left the club and walked out to go to a bigger club?
Would have been great if he hung around, but the decision's been made now and it's over to us to play, I guess. He's made the right decision for himself, and that's fine.